Good afternoon. Today we are going to discuss about a poem entitled Friday and it written by Drysdale. Before that, let's start with the background of the author. Drysdale is a British poet and editor. Born near Manchester, raised in London, married in Birmingham, brought up three children on the North York Moors, and now lives in South Wales and ran a small holding. She was a journalist for many years, writing, among other things, the longest-running byline column in the Yorkshire Evening Post, which she later made into a series of books. Her recent publication had included two memoirs, 332256 and Discussing with Genstein, both from Cinnamon Press, and a quirky guidebook in the Real Will series, Real Newport from Seren. Of her four volumes of poetry from Paterillo, the most recent, Between Dryden and Duffy, appeared in 2005. A fifth collection, Quaintness and Other Offenses, was recently published by Cinnamon Press. Her poems have won prizes in the Manchester, Cardiff, Paterlo Houseman Society, Bridport and National Poetry Competition, and she is the current holder of the Dylan Thomas Prize for Poetry in Performance. This is the poem, Friday. The print of a barefoot, the second toe a little longer than one which is traditional designated grit. Praxiteles would have admired it. You must have left in haste, your last wet step, before boarding your suit and setting sail. Outlined in talcum on the bathroom floor, marks your habitual fastidiousness. There is no tide here to obliterate your oversight, unless I wipe or sweep, or suck it up, it will not go away. The thought delights me. I will keep the footprint, too slight, too simply human to be called, token or promise. I am keeping it, because it is a precious evidence that on this island I am not alone. Next is analysis and interpretation of the poem. Friday, evidence, agony, irony, humor, and something of a child's sense of wonder. As you read the poem, you will wonder why the title of this poem is Friday. The author maybe come up with the title of the poem. Maybe she wrote this poem during Friday. And next is structure. The poet has chosen to structure this piece with a pre-verse or has no rhyming. Next is form. A four-stanza poem which is separated into set of four lines or quatrains. Next is theme. The first theme is appreciation of life and life existence and experiences. Based on the poem, it's talking about the life experience of the character. As we read the poem in the third last stanza, in the fourth stanza, there is a line that token or promise, and that is symbolized as the experience of the character that she gives importance. Because from that experience, people learn and grow as a person. And next one is hope. Hope. Because after wandering for days or maybe a years on that place, the narrator finally found an evidence that she is not alone on that particular place.
Vocabulary. Praxiteles. Praxiteles of Athens, the son of Cephisodotus the Elder, was the most renowned of the Attical sculptors of the 4th century BC. He was the first to sculpt the nude female form in a life-size statue. Fastidiousness, excessively particular, critical, or demanding, hard to please. A fastidious eater, requiring or characterized by excessive care or delicacy, painstaking. Mocks, to laugh at someone, often by copying them in a funny but unkind way, to make something appear stupid or not effective. Haste, speed, or great speed. Talcum, a cosmetic or toilet preparation consisting of the mineral talc in powdered form, typically perfumed. Interpretation. Friday by Drysdale. The print of a bare foot. The second toe, a little longer than the one which is traditionally designated great. Praxiteles would have admired it. In the first stanza, it is an example of imagery, in where the author let the reader visualize the foot of a human, specifically a Greek foot, in which the second toe is longer than the great toe, also known as hallux or big toe, commonly known as the first toe. The author also provides the proof by stating the admiration of one of the greatest sculptors of ancient Greece, Praxiteles of Athens, as he is known as the first to sculpt a nude female form in life-size statue. The imagery that the author creates from this stanza is the beauty of a female human. It signifies her self-admiration and identification of beauty, as well as a hint of what is going on in the poem, a clue that leads the reader to imagine a nude woman. Second stanza. You must have left in haste, your last wet step, before boarding your suit and setting sail. Outlined in talcum on the bathroom floor, marks your habitual fastidiousness. The second stanza corresponds in the event after the first stanza. It is the aftermath of what happened after the event it signifies. As we assume that it is Friday night, the woman starts to leave the place in a haste, not thinking through the mess she made in the bathroom from using the talcum powder. As the event continues to proceed, the last line creates an entertaining expression in which the author's witty personality is shown, thus generating a sense of humor in the poem. This stanza also emphasizes the common idea of a person going in a party. The difference in preparation from going out to going back. The time well spent in every detail of how you look before you go, and how fast must one be to go back home. The third stanza. There is no tide here to obliterate your oversight. Unless I wipe or swift or suck it off, it will not go away. The thoughts delight me. I will keep the footprint. In the third stanza, the author used the word tide as a metaphor to symbolize threat, loss, and dread. No tide is an occurrence in Caribbean Sea where it is high tide all the time, whereas the water level never changes. But the author refers the no tide here as low tide to symbolize loss of things. As there is no tide here to obliterate, meaning that there is no loss here to destroy. In the poem's view, there is no need to forget what I experienced because there is no loss in having it. The oversight refers to the carelessness of women in the poem, followed by the thought of accepting that what has happened is irreversible, and in the last line she decided to keep the experience she